16 personalities as feelings. 1 good, 1 bad. ESTPs. Good. Exhilarated. ESTPs love the rush, the thrill, that all-encompassing, soaring sense of unstoppability when they're in the flow of life. Bad. Constrained. There is something unnatural about holding back in certain areas for ESTPs. ESTPs want and need options and opportunities in life. But, more importantly, when they pick a path that they desire, it needs to be because it was their choice, not because some external force constrained and limited them into it. ENTPs. Good. Infatuated. ENTPs are eclectic in their interests, often jumping between remarkably different fields in a sort of cyclical way, initially being infatuated by it, then moving on to ideationally greener pastures, then perhaps cycling back to that interest with a new perspective on it. Bad. Bored. ENTPs get bored easily. To them it's like trudging without purpose through a desert of monotony. Each sand dune just like the last, and the next. ISFJs. Good. Blissful. For ISFJs, it's that feeling when everything is just right and calibrated to perfection, to the point where it is transcendently enjoyable. Bad. On edge. ISFJs are remarkably good at preemptive planning, foreseeing problems, pitfalls, and potential dangers ahead, and sometimes being on edge as a result. Not a pleasant state to be in, but one that keeps them sharp and switched on until the problem is dealt with. ENTJs. Good. Determined. ENTJs simply wouldn't be who they are without that internal sense of drive and relentlessness. Bad. Frustrated. So much to do and so little time to deal with all the annoying people who get in your way. INTJs. Good. Resolved. That intersection between feeling confident about a conclusion or direction and being hell-bent on nailing it is where INTJs thrive. Bad. Vengeful. In a bad mood, great at planning, vengeance might just be your thing. ESFPs. Good. Fervent. ESFPs are firecrackers, sparkling with passionate intensity. Strong opinions are fiercely expressed, and challenges accepted. Bad. Scattered. ESFPs can be pinballs, bouncing randomly off life's flippers. When their energy lacks direction, they are leaves dancing in the wind. But, still dancing nonetheless. ENFPs. Good. Enthusiastic. ENFPs are easily excited by the multitudinous offerings that life serves up. If you are not exciting an ENFP, then you are probably doing them wrong. Wait, what? Bad. Overwhelmed. When ENFPs are switched on, the world is their lobster, or whatever it is. But in those lower energy states, the many projects they've started can feel like too much. INFPs. Good. Moved. This is a feeling that can catch you off guard in small moments or shake the very core of you. It's when you feel a raw resonance with something or someone and you're not quite the same again after it. INFPs consider these moments to be some of the best that life has to offer. Bad. Passive. INFPs can be like rolling stones, minus the rolling part. It can feel at times like life is moving around them, or past them, or simply that they are just willingly walking in the complete opposite direction of it. ISTPs. Good. Engrossed. ISTPs can enter a trance-like state when they're absorbed in an interest or activity. When something compels them to this degree, when the world fades away and they are at one with their work, craft, interest or hobby, it's an ideal state of being. Bad. Diplomatic. To use a quote, to say nothing, especially when speaking, is half the art of diplomacy. ISTPs find this emotional state to be thoroughly irritating. INFJs. Good. Informed. INFJs like feeling informed, both in the sense that they like being told what's happening or what's going to be happening so they can plan around it, but they also crave that feeling of insight and enlightenment where they've figured something out. Bad. Flustered. When they're swept up in the whirlwind of chaos, INFJs are most out of their element. Navigating that dense fog without clear direction robs them of a sense of control that I think is integral to their approach in life. ENFJs. Good. Sharp. ENFJs, whether it's in their lightning-quick wit and intellectual responses in conversation, or their ultra-observant nature, are sharp people. This alertness and aliveness is a feeling they adore. Bad. Apathetic. An ENFJ who doesn't care anymore, often because they've been pushed to that point, is a dangerous individual indeed. ENFJs themselves will also feel like they've been robbed of something essential when they're in that state. They're at their best when they feel invested and care. INTPs. Good. Awe. As in awe-inspiring, and not aw. This feeling is foundational to their lust for knowledge and curiosity. Although they seem, and in many ways are, robot-like in their thinking, there is still something deeply emotional underpinning it. Bad. Hesitant. This is both something that can be an issue for them, i.e. not pulling the trigger and getting stuck into action, and is also a state of being that annoys them, such as when they have to be hesitant to speak their mind so as not to offend people. ESFJs. Good. Connected. It's that feeling that underlies everything, from a choir singing in unison at church to people on a nightclub dance floor moving in rhythm together. That sense of belonging and connectedness to others is something that ESFJs live for. Bad. Detached. ESFJs are switched on people who are most switched on around people. When that cord of connection is severed, they enter a space that feels very cold. That gap between themselves and others is always something that they'll want to bridge. If it's ever a chasm, that's a big problem for them. ISFPs. Good. Passionate. What ISFPs sometimes lack in organizational rigor, they make up for in burning, untamable intensity that can fuel them straight through roadblocks. Bad. Indifferent. ISFPs have opinions, views, values, preferences, ideas, strong likes and dislikes. People they think are doing things right and well, and people they think are doing things terribly. To feel indifferent in life is a bad sign for them. ISTJs. Good. Grateful. In my view, one of the more uncommon and undervalued feelings a person can have. ISTJs can appreciate life in penetrating depth and detail, a fact that is often overlooked about them. Bad. In limbo. ISTJs like to know what the plan is, and if there isn't one, they'll make one. Floating aimlessly and lacking direction makes them feel very uncomfortable. ESTJs. Good. Pride. For them, this emotion exists on the intersection between dutiful hard work, accepting responsibilities, solving problems, and a job well done. Who says this needs to be a deadly sin? Bad. Impatience. ESTJs want things done yesterday. That sense of urgency to solve problems and move forward will be familiar to them and anyone who works with them. Viewers of this video. Good. Subscribed. Bad. Not subscribed. And also not on the Love Who Discord server. If you would like to find me on other social media, you can check out those links below.